Most women think vaginal dryness after menopause is just something they have to put up with quietly. They tell themselves, this is just how it is now. They carry on, even while feeling uncomfortable in their own body. But what if that wasn't the whole truth? What if there were gentle, proven ways to ease the discomfort, ways that not only restore comfort, but also bring back confidence and closeness? I have seen women go from silently enduring pain to rediscovering comfort in their everyday lives and even intimacy again. It is not magic, and it is not instant, but I have witnessed these transformations time and time again, and that is why today we are going to discuss what really works for vaginal dryness after menopause. The answer may surprise you, but it is also far more hopeful than most women realize. Welcome back to the Female Health Hub, where we talk openly, kindly, and without shame about the changes our bodies experience. This is a space for honesty, reassurance, and practical help. I'm Dr. Lia Parker. For over 30 years, I have worked as both a gynecologist and an intimate health psychologist, walking alongside women as they navigate menopause and everything that comes with it. And today, we're exploring how to bring relief, softness, and ease back to your intimate health, even if it has felt like nothing will work, because according to a study published in the Journal of Menopausal Medicine, over half of all women after menopause experience vaginal dryness, but only a small fraction ever seek treatment. This tells me two things. The problem is widespread, and far too many women are suffering in silence. It is time we change that together. When menopause arrives, whether slowly over several years or more suddenly, it changes far more than just your monthly cycle. One of the most significant changes happens because of a single hormone, estrogen. Estrogen is the hormone that keeps the vaginal walls thick, soft, elastic, and naturally moist. It nourishes the delicate tissue and helps maintain circulation in that area. But as estrogen levels decline after menopause, that tissue begins to thin. It loses its natural stretch and lubrication, leaving it more fragile and more easily irritated. This is when many women notice changes, a feeling of dryness, a sense of tightness, or even a mild burning sensation. Some describe it as if their body has suddenly become less familiar. And it is not just physical. The discomfort can ripple into daily life, making simple activities like walking or sitting uncomfortable, and intimacy something to be avoided rather than enjoyed. I want you to hear this clearly. It is not your imagination, and it is not a personal failure. It is biology. Studies have shown that more than half of all women after menopause experience this, yet so many keep it hidden, even from their doctors. I remember a woman named Susan, who once came to see me after months of silently suffering. She had stopped wearing her favorite skirts because the fabric felt scratchy against her skin. She had stopped being intimate with her partner, not because she wanted to, but because the discomfort had become overwhelming. She told me she felt less like herself. But when we found the right approach together, her relief was almost immediate. She later told me, "It feels like I have my body back." That is why the first step is always understanding the cause. When you know what is happening, you can begin to care for your body differently. This stage of life is not about loss, it is about learning new ways of support, and that begins with gentle, doctor-approved measures that any woman can start at home. So let us now talk about what really helps to bring back softness and ease, starting with the simple tools that make a real difference. One of the very first things I recommend to women who come to me with dryness is a vaginal moisturizer. Now this is different from a lubricant. A moisturizer is not just for intimacy, it is something you use regularly, much like a facial moisturizer, but designed for your most delicate tissue. It helps hydrate and nourish the vaginal walls, gradually restoring softness and easing that sense of tightness or irritation. I will share something personal with you. When I first began noticing dryness in my own body during menopause, I thought I was prepared. After all, I had guided so many women through this stage, but when it happened to me, I was surprised by how much it affected my confidence. I found myself avoiding intimacy, even changing the clothes I wore, because I did not feel comfortable. When I finally began using a vaginal moisturizer, I realized I had been denying myself a simple act of kindness. Within weeks I felt more at ease, more myself. That small shift made a world of difference. Now if intimacy has started to feel uncomfortable, that is where lubricants come in. A lubricant is not a sign of weakness, it is simply extra support for your body in a new season. A gentle water-based lubricant can make closeness smoother, more comfortable and far less stressful. I recall one of my patients, Ellen, who told me that she thought her only choice was to live with pain or to give up intimacy altogether. When she discovered the right lubricant, she said with tears in her eyes, "I feel like myself again." Beyond moisturizers and lubricants, there are little daily habits that help more than most women expect. Using only warm water or a very mild, unscented cleanser instead of harsh soaps prevents further irritation. Staying well hydrated, something as simple as drinking more water throughout the day, supports your skin, including the sensitive vaginal tissue. Even small, consistent changes like these build up over time, making the body feel cared for and supported. These are not quick fixes. They are gentle acts of self-care, ways of responding to your body's new needs, without judgment. And when practiced consistently, they remind your body and your heart that comfort is still possible. When we talk about vaginal dryness, it is easy to focus only on the physical changes happening down there, but the truth is, your body never works in isolation. Every part of you, your circulation, your muscles, even your emotional state, affects your intimate comfort. I once worked with a woman named Carla. She was 64, full of warmth, but when she came to see me, she told me, "I do not feel like myself anymore." She described aching joints, low energy, changes in her skin, and yes, increasing dryness that made intimacy feel impossible. She believed it was only hormones, but as we talked, it became clear that circulation and lifestyle also played a role. We started with something simple, daily walking, nothing extreme, not a fitness program, just a calm, steady walk around her neighborhood each morning. Within a few weeks, she returned with a smile I will never forget. She said, "It feels like my body woke up again." The improved circulation nourished her tissues, lifted her energy, and even eased the dryness she had been struggling with. Movement matters. Gentle exercise increases blood flow, and better blood flow means more oxygen and nutrients reaching even the most delicate tissues of your body, including the vaginal walls. It also helps regulate the quiet hormonal activity still present in your body and reduces inflammation that can make dryness worse. And then there is the emotional side. Vaginal dryness can make a woman feel disconnected, less at home in her own body. It can create shame or hesitation around intimacy. But gentle movement, mindful breathing, or even a moment of quiet stretching before bed can restore a sense of connection. It is not just about the physical tissue, it is about how you feel in your body. I often tell women, you do not need a strict plan. A walk through your garden, a few minutes of stretching, even swaying to music in your living room, all of these are small invitations for your body to soften and open again. These small acts of care ripple through your whole system, supporting both your body and your heart. When you treat your whole self with gentleness through movement, nourishment and presence, you remind your body that it is still alive, still vibrant, still worthy of care. And that shift alone can bring a surprising amount of relief. Sometimes even after trying moisturizers, lubricants and lifestyle changes, the discomfort of vaginal dryness does not ease as much as you had hoped. If that is the case, please know this, it is not because you are doing something wrong, it simply means your body is asking for a little more support, and that is perfectly okay. One of the most common medical approaches is vaginal estrogen therapy. Unlike full hormone replacement, which affects the entire body, vaginal estrogen is applied locally. It comes in different forms, creams, tablets or small flexible rings that sit gently inside. This kind of treatment focuses directly on nourishing the vaginal tissue, restoring elasticity, and bringing back natural moisture. Many women find that it makes intimacy comfortable again, and daily life far easier. But estrogen is not the only option. For women who prefer not to use hormones, there are non-hormonal prescription treatments available. These are designed to strengthen the vaginal tissue and improve hydration in a different way. Some of these newer options have given great relief to women who thought they had no choices left. I remember a patient named Miriam. She was hesitant about using estrogen because of her personal medical history, and she felt discouraged. When we explored a non-hormonal option together, she was skeptical at first, but after several weeks, she returned and told me, "It feels like my body finally remembered how to be comfortable." That moment reminded me how important it is to have more than one path forward. If you are curious about these treatments, I encourage you to speak openly with your doctor. Every woman's health is unique, and what is right for one may not be right for another. But the important thing is this: you do not have to accept dryness as your new normal. There are safe, respectful, and effective treatments available, and if you would like me to create a separate video where I carefully walk through each medical option, what they are, who they are for, and the questions to ask your doctor, just write the word yes in the comments. That way we can explore it together in more detail. Remember, seeking medical support does not make you weak. It makes you wise. You are simply giving your body what it needs to feel nourished again. We have talked about the biology, the daily habits, and even the medical treatments for vaginal dryness. But there is something deeper that deserves just as much attention: your sense of self, your confidence, and how you feel at home in your body. I want you to pause with me for a moment. Take a slow breath. Place a hand gently over your belly or your heart. Feel that warmth. That is you, still whole, still present, still worthy of comfort and closeness. Vaginal dryness does not take away your softness, your sensuality, or your womanhood. It is simply your body whispering that it is in a new season, and that season deserves to be honored, not feared. So much of this journey is about reconnecting with your body on your own terms, relearning how to care for yourself with gentleness instead of frustration, rediscovering that intimacy, whether with yourself or with someone you love, is still possible, still yours to claim. I remember one woman, Anne, who told me she thought she would never feel like herself again. She had avoided closeness for years, but when she finally allowed herself to try small steps of care, hydration, a moisturizer, a walk in the mornings, she told me, "It was not just about my body healing. It was about remembering that I am still me." That is what I hope for you too, to know that comfort is not gone forever. To remember that your body is not failing you, it is asking for new ways of support. And that every step, no matter how small, is a step toward ease. So wherever you are in your journey, just beginning to notice changes, or already navigating them quietly for years, I want you to know you are not alone. You are part of a circle of women who share this path, and here you are seen and understood. If this conversation has helped you, I invite you to stay connected. Subscribe to the Female Health Hub for more gentle, respectful guidance each week, and tell me in the comments, would you like me to make a future video about intimacy and relationships after menopause? I would love to know what speaks to your heart. Remember, you are not meant to suffer in silence. You deserve care, comfort, and joy in this stage of life. And together we can reclaim it.